A quote went viral on Illinois football yesterday that I want to get your take on, my friend. And this was from the Pat McAfee show. Shout out to Pat and the McAfee, the whole crew over there. But they had, I think you say her name, Heather Dinich, CFB Heather, a senior writer for ESPN on the show yesterday, and just talking preseason stuff. What teams do you like? Who you got your eye on? She was very complimentary of Illinois, but she framed it in a very interesting way. This was the quote from Heather. She said, quote, I think that Illinois is going to be the Indiana of this year. I really like what Brett Bielema has coming back. They've got a great schedule. The Illinois Burners loved this one, as they should. Illinois football rightfully getting a ton of praise. They return more than any team basically in the country. I think they bring back like something crazy, like 17 starters, something around that.
Yeah.
Obviously, Luke Altmaier's decision to come back was huge. They're loaded. They are like a legitimate preseason top 10 team in the country next year. But the idea that they could be the breakout team, the way Kurt Signetti's Indiana Hoosiers took the sport by storm last year. Do you agree with the sentiment behind this?
I do because I do think they have a lot of talent. And also, underrated. Was it Rourke, the QB for Indiana?
Yep.
He was really, really good. He was really, really good for Indiana before he got hurt. And there was some scheduling things that went along with that. But I do think that, there's a possibility that Luke Altmaier can have that type of like season. He's really, really good. And in an era of schools that I think try to poach players and get players to maybe go play for bigger brands, right? Illinois did a great job with retention with what they're gonna do. So I'm interested to see who's gonna be like the wide receivers to step up, obviously, because they had Brian and Franklin who are on the NFL teams. But like I think Luke Altmaier is gonna be at a point where he might be putting up numbers that are gonna have him in conversations for trophies with guys that throw up stiff arms.
Did Zachary Franklin make an NFL team?
I think he got signed. I'm not sure if he got drafted.
Okay. All right. I'm just fact checking that real
I know
quick.
Pat Bryant. I think Pat Bryant got drafted to the what's it called? The Jaguars, and then Zachary Franklin got signed to the Raiders.
Yeah, I wanted Pat Bryant like to the Lions in like the third round. I was like really wanting that kid. Okay, so you're mostly okay with the quote. You see the vision on this and you like it. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, yeah. I would honestly though have to look at the schedule a little bit more in depth because that's a big part of what Indiana was really good, but let's not get it twisted. Indiana played James Madison like every other week.
Time is running out.
On what?
Hurry!
What?
Our deal with Underdog Fantasy is supposed to end next week, and we need your help if you're a listener of this show. We need Underdog Fantasy to extend us so we can pay our talent and keep the lights on. And we need more people to sign up for Underdog Fantasy in order to get that extension. Help us out right now. The offer that we have, promo code Sleepers, that we've been telling you about on every single video, that runs through the end of next week. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and a free pick as a first-time user. Deposit however much money you want. Put in promo code Sleepers. Even if it's a small amount, it really helps us take advantage of that before this week ends so that we can try and get an extension. And it's game 2 of the Celtics tonight, and the free pick tonight is Jason Tatum to score 1 or more points. That's going to happen. Jason Tatum's probably going to go for 40, to be honest, as the Celtics even things up with the Knicks. You can guarantee yourself a win with Underdog Fantasy, but sign up with promo code Sleepers. Help us out. Let Underdog help you out. Get your free funds and support the show. Back to the video. Yeah, in the non-con for sure. Illinois does, I wouldn't call it a hard schedule, but they go at Duke in the non-con with Mensa, Tulane quarterback that I love transfer. That's not an easy game by any means. They go at Indiana in their first game of the conference season. You still have Ohio State at home. Like it's not the world's easiest schedule, but everything else Illinois will be, I think, a sizable favorite in. Regardless of schedule, here's my reason I'm going to push back on this. And it's nothing about the caliber of Illinois. Because I would actually argue Illinois, if there was like, and I'm sure there is, I'm not analytically into football the same way I am basketball. I'm sure there's a site that like does the Ken Palm of college football, right? Where it's not about your win-loss record And instead, it's how good are you actually? I would argue that Illinois was better than Indiana last year. And Indiana just sort of took the sport by storm by starting 10 and 0 with, like you said, a very favorable schedule. Like Illinois was very good last year. So I think like the comp to me, when you say like be the Indiana, to me, there's three different elements of that that can't apply to Illinois here. Number one, you have to truly be a team that comes from nothing into like, oh my God, they're 10 and 0. Illinois is not coming from nothing. They're very good and everyone knows it. They're a preseason top 10-ish team. I don't know where the polls actually will have them. I would assume at lowest like 15th.
Yeah, they'll be, I mean, certified top 20 team.
If we had come into last season saying Indiana's top 15 team in the country, everyone would have called us insane.
Yeah.
So, like, the comp goes out the window there. But more importantly, the second part of this, and I was going to split it into two things, but I'm just going to lump it together into one big second half of this. Indiana football last season, the story of Indiana football was what?
Kurt Cinetti.
Signetti. Anytime a microphone was in front of Signetti, Kurt Signetti made it clear that the story here was Kurt Signetti. I don't care who my quarterback is. I don't care who my players are. I'm a winner. I'm the winner. You see me win, I'm doing it here. And I'm going to do it next year. Like that's just who the guy is. And I've got my thoughts on Brett Bielema. People that have watched the channel in the past know this. But let's just compare the situations. You got a timeout? You need a full?
I'm hitting that Bielema. That's what he's hitting in that South Carolina game, and Beamer wanted smoke.
You're hitting the Bielema.
Yeah.
Kurt Signetti, two things specific to last year. It was this big proving ground season for Kurt Signetti, his first chance at the big conference level. He was coming from James Madison talking a whole lot of shit. And the reason last year Indiana became the story was because Kurt Signetti was right. And he was screaming for headlines and went 10 and 0, and he had never been there before. And now he's winning. Guys, Brett Bielema, how many years has he coached at the power conference level? How many schools has he been at? Brett Bielema can't be the story here. Even if Illinois is really good, it's no like, oh my God, look at this next up coach. He won 1,000,000 games at Wisconsin. He had a good career, good enough at Arkansas. He clearly can coach. There's nothing that's going to surprise you about Brett Bielema. So I just hate the comp. I don't want to do this. I think, respectfully to Heather, Illinois football is good enough next season that we don't need to compare them to the cute underdog story of last season. It's almost disrespectful to what I think they're going to be on the field.
That's fair. Honestly, I think the biggest point that you made against that is that they will be a top. They're not going to sneak up on anybody. Indiana snuck up on folks.
Right. And the entire time they were sneaking up on folks, you were doubting it. I don't think there's going to be a moment next year we're going to watch Illinois football and be like, this isn't real.
Yeah, no. They're good.
They're going to be very good.
Yeah.